Hey guys, on today's CVP Q&A, we're going to be talking about condensation. Hey guys, Donald Peinado, General Manager, CVP Windows and Doors, and today we're going to be talking about condensation on your windows. What causes it and what can you do about it? Condensation is what happens when you have a hot, humid day and the water vapor that's in the air will condense to a cooler surface, much like you have a cool glass of something to drink on a hot summer day. Since we're discussing condensation in windows, I brought a sample window here so we can discuss and point out the three main areas where condensation can occur. So we're going to start by talking about the main area that we get probably the most phone calls about, and that's condensation that shows up on the inside of the window. We would say typically if we were asking you questions, we would say, can you touch it? Is it visible to you, and can you actually feel it and touch it? If the answer is yes, what's happening is the humidity that's inside of your home, that water vapor that's in that air inside your home is condensing to the cooler surface of the glass. We wanted to discuss about things that you can do to help mitigate some of that internal humidity. A couple of things is, number one, we recommend the humidity level inside your home be no more than about 25 to 30%. Now that's something that you can measure yourself. You can go to your local hardware store and buy a hydrometer, or many of today's homes have smart thermostats, and the smart thermostat can monitor that for you and be able to give you feedback on that information. The second thing is airflow. Airflow is key. If you have fans inside your home, anytime the temperature is moderate enough, open your windows, open your doors. A lot of times the phone call we get is for people that we maybe have recently replaced the windows in their home. And then they call us and say, they think the window's faulty. They think something's wrong with it because, well, I didn't see this in my old windows. Well, a lot of times that's because the window nowadays is made so much tighter than the older windows. So what's happening is your old windows were actually allowing your home to breathe more than the new windows. The new windows are so much more energy efficient, and they're sealing up the house, and they're actually trapping that warm, moist air inside the house. So what we want to do is we want to try to do what you can to help your house breathe a little bit more. So running fans that are in the home, anytime the weather is moderate enough, open your windows, open your doors. When you're cooking, we recommend turn the fan on over the stove, or when you're showering, turn the fan on in the bathroom. The next area that's the most common is condensation that shows up on the outside of your window. That is something it's a little bit out of your control. That has to do, you tend to see it in the warmer, hotter months of the year when the humidity is really high, and a lot of times early in the morning. Much like you walk out and find dew on the grass, you may walk out and see condensation on the outside of your window. Again, we're going to ask the question, can you touch it? Because we want to make sure it's not between the panes. And if it's on the outside and you can touch it, it's strictly normal, has to do with this changing the seasons, and usually by the midday, by the sun comes up, it's going to warm that surface of glass, and that water is going to evaporate. And it's something that you're probably not going to see every day. The next area we're going to talk about is the one that's most concerning, and that would be if you get water vapor that gets trapped between the panes. So again, we're going to say, can you touch it? If you can't touch it and it's trapped between those panes, what that is you've got a failure in the seal. Between those two panes of glass, there's a seal here. And if that seal fails for some reason, then what happens is air then gets between these two panes. And like we've talked about, air has water vapor in it. That water vapor is going to get in there and it's going to get trapped. And then through the changing of the seasons, the hot, the cold, it's going to evaporate, and sometimes it's going to condense. And it's going to condense on the inside of this piece of glass. The problem with it is once it starts, it's never going to get any better. It's going to continue to get worse over time until this thing's pretty much going to completely fog over. And that is something that at CVP, we have a 25-year warranty against such a problem. So if it's something that you're concerned about, it's something that we can take care of from that standpoint. Okay, guys, that's our video about condensation. If you take anything away from it, hopefully it's don't panic. Condensation may be a perfectly normal function of the environment around you and what's going on. And as we discussed, you want to be concerned a little bit about if you have some condensation on the inside. Watch the relative humidity in your home. Remember, about 25-30% is the sweet spot. Condensation outside the windows, nothing really much you can do about it. If it's between the panes, then feel free, if you think it's something that you'd like a free consultation, call us at CVP. If you're in the coastal Virginia market, we'd love to come out and see if we can help you with that.